World Cup kits. Let's rank them. Yes, welcome back to an O2 GT video, and today we are looking at the World Cup 22 kits. Now there are about 2 teams I think that haven't released their kit, but the majority have. So we're just going to rank them. I've also ranked the 2 kits that haven't released it off of the leaks that have been released, or the teasers. So we're just going to see how they stack up to the official kits of these countries. There's 32 clubs in total, so there's going to be 32 rankings. That's how that works, right? And we're going to jump right into it with 32nd place. I've put Portugal, and I really do not like this shirt. Just take a second, just look at it. It's awful. Now, I'll admit, I've never really been a fan of Portugal kits, but this one takes the cake as something that I never want to see again. I hope Portugal do not do well in the World Cup, just so I can see this shirt less and less. The diagonal design with a little bit on the sleeve as well is really odd, and personally, I'm not a fan. 32nd place. I'll let you into a secret here. Not a lot of great Puma kits on this list, and in 31st place is Morocco. What is this? Why? If I'm being real, this season, Puma look like they just don't care, and this kit is a big part of that. Also, look at most of the Puma away shirts this season, especially for the World Cup. By God, they're awful. I'm not really sure why they centralised their logo in this shirt when there's a perfectly good band here that they could have put it in. They could have even centralised the country's badge as well. It's like you could have 2 centralised badges, which would look nice on this kit because of the band, or you could have them both on the side of the band. But they just didn't do that. I'm not a fan of the break in the green bar. It honestly looks really odd. It is reminiscent of the 98 kit, but it still looks bad. Like, if you just filled in that hole and put Puma to one side, I think it'd look much better. But still, really low effort from Puma. And continuing on with that theme, Ghana. Puma and their kits recently have not been on it, as I mentioned earlier, and this World Cup shirt looks like there's barely been any effort put into it. There are the flag's colours on the cuffs, which I admit does look nice, but that's about the only positive thing I have to say about this shirt. It looks alright, but I think if you're going to design a shirt for a national team, you want to put a bit more effort in than Puma have done here. And in 29th place, we've got Canada. Now, I don't know what it is with Canadian shirts recently. Maybe it's because football isn't that big over there, but they're being treated by like a League One club over here. Like, just look at this shirt. Look at Portsmouth's shirt. Same thing. This just screams zero effort, as it is just a Nike template. And it's pretty much the same as last year's kit and all. Which is not a bad thing, to be honest, because of the cost of living crises people are facing at the moment. But yeah, it just screams no effort. Canada, put some effort into your kits and you'll get a higher rank, of course, on the prestigious O2 GT kit ranking video. And in 28th place, we've got Senegal. Much like Ghana and Morocco, Puma have dropped the ball here yet again. It's probably the best of all African kits from Puma in this tournament, but that's not saying much because it's 28th. And in 27th place, we've got Costa Rica. Again, another kit in which not much has been done to it. This is New Balance's only kit in the tournament, and they've not put their best foot forward when designing this kit because it just looks bad. I'm sorry, Costa Rica fans, but it's terrible. This one features thick blue cuffs with a small flag design on said cuffs, which I think is nice. And while some may say clean, I'd say low effort. 27th place. And in 26th place, it's Poland. Realistically, this is a template shirt. I think the pattern on the sleeves works well with the crest. Share a similar bird motif. It isn't a great shirt. I'm not saying it's good. Don't get me wrong. Very plain and also very low effort. But it does look better than some of the Nike shirts we've seen this season. That's not saying much though. And in 25th place, I've put Iran. Now this one is okay, but I'm not a fan. It reminds me of a computer wallpaper from the 2010s with this weird like swooshy gradient-ish design they've gone for. I don't like it. It's created by an Iranian brand, which is a nice touch. It's always good when home brands design their team's shirts, but just personally not my cup of tea. Bring back the leopard, I say. Where's the leopard gone from your shirts? That was cool. And in 24th place, I've gone with Uruguay. Now this kit is quite nice, but again, no effort seems to have been put in here. It is a lovely celeste blue colour. You know, it's a nice colour, I like it, but it's not one of the best kits. It feels very reminiscent of a Man City kit, which are both created by Puma, and I really do feel for the teams with Puma and Nike this season because they're really not being nice. Adidas is where it's at currently. But yeah, Uruguay, your kit's boring. I'm sorry, 24th place. And in 23rd place, we've got Ecuador. Now, originally, this would have finished near Portugal. And in my original draft of this list, it was 31st. However, I've given it a proper look, and it's actually a decent looking kit, with a decent effort for a marathon as well. However, it's still pretty low rated, as it could have had a lot more done to it to make it look like a better kit. But it's not the worst I've seen. And in 22nd place, we've got Qatar. Yes, the home nation of the World Cup. Suspectly so, but that's neither here nor there. It's happening now. But this is quite a plain kit. But this actually works in the kit's advantage. However, this kit is heavily carried by the centralized crest and tick, because without it, it'd be very low tier. Now, I'm not a fan of Nike's new template. I think I've made that pretty clear in the kit ranking videos I've done. I think it ruins a lot of shirts this season, but it actually works quite decently in this kit. Now, the cuff details are heavily saving this shirt, and I think it could have featured on the collar too, just like Ajax did on their away shirt with Adidas this season. So if they went with something like that, it might have been even higher rated. And then in 21st place, we've gone with Saudi Arabia. Now, this is quite a nice looking shirt, but it does give me the vibes of like a tablecloth or table cover. This design was also seen on the 2020 away shirt and the Olympic shirt, but unfortunately, they did better in 2020. They should have tried something more with this design, I think. And in 20th place, unreleased but beating out 12 kits, is the Cameroon shirt. And honestly, the teaser they posted looks promising. And in 19th place, we've got the USA shirt. Now, this shirt, I think, is a bit Marmite, because some people think it's awful, some people love it, but I'm just in the middle. So maybe it's not Marmite. Maybe that just defeats the whole purpose of saying it's Marmite. But this shirt is very odd. I know a lot of people don't like it, but it's far better than the leaks we originally saw, if you remember those. They were god-awful. In my opinion, the centralized logo is a good touch. You guys know how I feel about that. If it's got a centralized logo, I'm all in. And I think if it was given like a normal logo placement, it would not look as good. Again, it's the weird Nike template which makes it look so odd. But 19th place, it's decent at 32. And in 18th, we've got Tunisia. Now, they have not released their official World Cup kit. I'm going off their AFCON kit. But that does look pretty good. I like it. They did well going with Kappa over Puma, like other African nations have done. I think I think it's an Arabic text design on the shirt looks beautiful, and it just elevates it over many of the shirts we've seen in the Premier League, because a lot of them are just plain like white or just plain colours, and I think like a bit of design on the actual shirt looks really nice. It gives it points in my book, and if it is anything like their official World Cup kit, it's pretty solid. Now in 17th place, and we've got Croatia. Now this one is a different take on the Croatian kit we normally see, with a very unique take on the classic checkers design. It's not for me. I think it's a bit odd. The centralized logos work really well on this shirt and create a cohesive design of the kit, but I'm really not a fan of the way they've done the checkers, or like kind of oddly placed, so to speak. But they tried something different, and you've got to give them props for that. But unfortunately, didn't really work out. And in 16th place, we've got Switzerland. It's a Swiss shirt. What can you expect? I will say, as far as Swiss shirts go, it's pretty decent. The three different logos are nicely placed and spaced apart. Creates a very nice looking, just like line of logos, I guess. And the lines going down from the top of the shirt look nice too, as they fade out and get thinner. I think it's a very little design touch, which I think is quite nice, but it's not really a great shirt at the end of the day. And in 15th, we've got South Korea. Now this is nice. I like it. And it's got a collar, which I love. So thank you, South Korea, for being one of the World Cup teams to represent the collar boys. I love the colour they've gone with. Well, this like red colour, it looks beautiful. And it's a nice bright colour as well, which uses the shorts and the little black bar to create a link to their nickname, the Red Devils. A nice looking kit overall. Well done, Korea. And in 14th, we've got Serbia. Now this is a rare banger from Puma this tournament. It doesn't look anything special at first, and I'd completely understand if you put this up near the top. Near the bottom, but near the top because we're going backwards. But if you look closer, it's very nice. You can see this cross design throughout the shirt, which is a lovely touch. And the red and gold work really well together to give it quite a regal feel. It's a very nice looking shirt. And in 13th place, we've got Netherlands. Now this kit looks like it's made out of velvet. Just the colour and the design choices by Nike make the thing look like it's a velvet shirt. I think it's a combination of the two oranges, which aim to recreate the fur of the lion that represents the Netherlands. But instead, it looks more velvety than furry. Not a bad shirt though. And the Australia kit is very similar to that of the Netherlands one, giving me a sort of velvet impression as well, despite having a different pattern. This pattern is similar to the one you see on the PSG 2021 kit. The Australia kit is rounded off with some green accents in the logo and the cuffs and the night tick, which takes it above the Netherlands kit in my opinion. I think it's one of the Aussies' best kits they've had. 12th place. And in 11th place we've got the French kit. Now from the French women's kit to this, it looks like a downgrade. Like, look at these two together, one's a banger, the other's not so good. But if we take it on its merits, it's still a lovely looking kit. It looks a lot like their 2019 Centenary kit, which is also a banger. And the colourway they've chosen of navy and gold looks wonderful. It's a very, very nice design with some subtle oak leaves and olive branches in the collar and the cuffs, with a little French badge on the cuffs as well. Class design from the current champions, but not make it into my top 10. And in 10th place we've got Denmark. Now Denmark were the latest to release their kit as of recording, but I think the wait was worth it. It's inspired by the iconic 1992 Denmark shirt, but with a modern and monochromatic take. It looks lovely. It's a pure red shirt, and that works really well. Hummel have created a really nice shirt here, and I think it's their only kit in the tournament, which, to be honest, they've done really well. And in 9th place, I've got England. Now, I'm an Englishman myself, and we've had some very lovely looking kits in the past, but this one has me torn. Part of me does not like it, but that was me seeing the leaks really, and since seeing the official promo material, my opinion of it has been elevated slightly. I saw the under 21s wearing it yesterday, and we'll look forward to seeing the men wearing it today. But I do prefer the away shirt. It's a callback to the shirts of the 90s, and overall it looks nice. However, similar to France, the women's kit, I felt the women's kit looked a lot better than this one. So I wish the men actually stuck with that shirt, because that was a banger and it would have given me more chance to buy one. But the gradient design on the sleeve looks decent, but I would have preferred centralized logos to really make this shirt a banger, as we saw last year. However, it's 9th place. And in 8th, we've got Belgium. Now, I've seen this kit get roasted online, but personally, I'm a fan of the flame design. Just look at those things on the sleeves. Woo! Sheesh! This looks nice. The pattern is also seen on the socks, which I also like, and I might have to buy myself a pair because that is just funny. The rest of the kit is quite plain though, which prevents it from being ranked a lot higher, but it's still a good looking shirt. And in 7th, I've got Brazil. I really like this. Now, it does just look like a plain shirt at first, and originally that's what I thought it was, but if you look closer, it reveals a subtle jaguar pattern covering the shirt with some lovely small details across the shirt, including a hidden Brazil flag within the collar. The collar and cuffs also feature the colours of the Brazilian flag. A very nice looking shirt overall. They smashed it as per. Brazil shirts always look lovely. And in 6th place, I've put Spain. Now, this is a lovely kit. Spain normally do have lovely shirts. This is no exception. Now, this kit is graced by the new Spanish national team logo, which works seamlessly with this new shirt in my opinion. The colours all look lovely together, and the Spanish flag can be seen within the collar, down the sides and across the back of the shirt. It just looks lovely. Adidas have actually smashed it with this tournament, and this Spanish kit is just one of the many examples. Alright, we've made it onto the top 5 now. If your team has not been mentioned yet, they are here in the promised land. And we start off with Argentina. Now, this is not Argentina's best kit, don't get me wrong, but it is a contender for top 3 Argentinian shirts. It features the classic Argentinian stripes on the front in sky blue, with the ones on the back being used to represent the national Argentinian logo, the Sol de Mayo, which also looks similar to the flag of Argentina. Don't know why I went weird there, but you know, the black ties the whole design together for a great looking shirt. And in 4th place, I've got Wales. Now, the Welsh have made sure they look great going into this historic World Cup. It's a wonderful shirt from Adidas, with a red zigzag pattern being used across the entire shirt. Looks lovely. Aspects of green from the Welsh flag can be seen on the sides and collar of the shirt, with the latter being used with white to evoke the Welsh flag, minus the dragon, though that would have been cool. Overall, it's a really well put together shirt, and Welsh fans, I'd cop it immediately if I were you. This or the away shirt, both beauties. And in 3rd place, we've got Japan. Now, Japan rarely disappoint when it comes to football shirts, and this year is no different. The design is a bunch of origami cranes, similar to the one on the team's badge, which almost seems to be moving as they're made up of these lines. The shirt, however, is slightly let down by the absence of a back design, as I think this design could have continued over onto the back and would have looked wonderful, and it was originally teased in mangas, which is a very dope touch. And in 2nd place, we have got Mexico. Now Mexico are another team that rarely disappoint, but are somewhat cursed by that famous 97 home shirt. The design elements of this shirt are heavily inspired by Aztec god Quetzalcoatl. This can be seen in the graphic print on the body and the sleeves as well as the Quetzalcoatl graphic under the collar. A very nice touch. It also features the new Mexican badge, which I think is a lovely, lovely design, and it works really well with the graphic style design of this shirt. And in first place, who other than Germany. Germany are rounding off this list by having by far the best kit in this tournament. I don't think it's even close. Adidas has been really strong this tournament and occupied the top 6 spots of my list, as I'm sure you probably have noticed. And this kit is gorgeous. Central logos always gain extra marks from me, but the whole design looks great. And I think even if they weren't centralized, this kit would still look good. Maybe not top spot, but it still looked very nice. The usage of gold in the emblem and the Adidas badge worked really well on the black. And the collar contains the German flag, which really rounds off this kit's design. I think it's beautiful. Brilliant shirt, Germany. Well done. They even had a banging woman's kit as well, but this one blew that one out of the water. So you know what? Fair play. I think this could be like a banger in a few years' time, just like the old German shirts are. That's been my World Cup 2022 ranking. Sorry my camera died halfway through, but hey, for some of you, that might be a bonus. I've been O2GT. This has been my World Cup ranking. If you want, I will do an away shirt ranking because some of those away shirts are far better than these fucking home shirts we've gotten. However, Puma will be roasted to fuck if I do that video. So yeah, I've been O2GT. I hope you have enjoyed this lovely video. Hope you're excited for the World Cup. England are gonna win it. I'm telling you now, and I shall see you guys in my next video. Peace out.